Welcome to another special edition. More state champs in the house for Map It Out this week. We're starting with the Valley Patriots. They defeated Fayetteville 66-48 last week in San Antonio. Alan, like I said, special guest today. Let's get right into it. Hey, for you guys, for those of you that are watching right now don't know, these guys are brothers, Canyon Taylor, Corbin Taylor, and they won state together. I got to start with, kind of more of a personal question. It's one thing to win state yourself, but you do it as brothers together. How special is that for you guys to play a season like this and then win state together?
That's really special because me and him have been playing basketball together all our lives, so getting to win at the highest level, state champs, is great.
Yeah, I mean, it's just great because we've been talking about it ever since we moved to Valley. It's always been a goal of ours to win state together, and it's just a dream come true finally getting it done this year.
Absolutely. And just to play the special season, that you had and to come into state and kind of dominate the way you did, how is it to go out on that note, winning state in that fashion?
It's the best way to go out. Winning state with my brothers. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to win your last game as a senior. So, I mean, my last time putting on the Valley jersey is a win. So, I mean, couldn't think of a better way to go out than that.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
I mean, of course, obviously, with the type of connection that you guys have, it's, you guys have been in it since day one all the way to this point. But seeing you guys from afar and even seeing some bits from the game just a couple of days ago, seeing you guys, much like with a good handful of teams, of course, the teams have been able to come back with hardware. There's always that level of camaraderie, that type of family type of atmosphere. Obviously, you guys have that, but talk a little bit more about that from the team aspect, how this season has been for you guys, how you guys been able to build each other, have this type of relationship, and of course, culminating in the state championship.
I mean, yeah, it's been big. We've been talking about brotherhood the whole time, like these two guys over here, my brother, and everyone else on the team. It's just one big family. Like, we all had one goal going into it, and that's just to win state. So everyone just kind of puts their egos aside and just works as one unit to try and achieve the end goal.
Yeah, we're all just best friends on and off the court, so that helps a lot with, camaraderie on the court.
Right. Talk a little more about that. What makes this team special? What's different about you guys? The chemistry on the court, off the court. What separates you guys as far as a team?
I think we just love each other. We want to see the best for each other no matter what, so there's no, selfish desires to try and do our own thing. We just want to win as a group because we love.
Yeah, and then yet again, we've just been playing together since third grade. Ever since I've been playing basketball, we've been playing together. So it's just great to succeed together, and it's just no better feeling.
I mean, again, a state championship is a state championship, whether it's played, in my backyard or whether it's a place like the Alamo Dome. If you're able to hoist up a state championship, that's always amazing. But that type, the morning of, you're getting up, you're getting ready for the game, you're making that trip over to the Alamo Dome. What were those feelings like? What were some of those emotions like getting ready for tip-off?
I mean, I was just feeling confident because, we've already been there last year. We came up short, so we kind of knew what we had to do this year. We kind of knew some areas we fell short in last year, and just the whole ride, pretty much the whole trip, I just felt really good about it. Just felt a sense of calm and just super prepared. Our coaches did a great job getting us ready for the moment and just taking it all in but not being overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, I was just real excited to play. I just wanted to play, and I was kind of tired of waiting.
Nice. I love it. Because the Alamo Dome is absolutely, it's objectively a beautiful place to play.
Yeah.
Great building, the court's great. I saw the lights and everything. It's a place that definitely fits for a state championship type of atmosphere. And again, you saw that firsthand.
100%. Yeah, it's a great place, and even you look outside, and it's it's huge. It's usually used for football, right? Or they have a lot of football games there.
Yeah.
But yeah, being in that atmosphere is really special for you guys to step into a place like the Alamo Dome. Coming from a small town, Valley High School, to step into an atmosphere like that. What is that like as you step onto that court?
It was definitely last year. The first time we were there, it was crazy because the roof is super high. Everything's way far back, huge stands, crazy lighting. But, this year it was just kind of a sense of calm. We've been there before, and as shoot-around shots were falling, so just felt overall confident about it.
I just think it's always really cool stepping in there, seeing, the big old stadium, and knowing it's going to, fill up once you play and that you get to, actually play in there. So I always think it's really cool going there.
Absolutely. And, you mentioned you did go last year, and you fell short, but this year you come in and you dominate. To get that kind of revenge, and, you lose in the previous year, but then you come in and you dominate, you play a game like that. Pretty flawless. Great basketball in that game. the response like that, how did that feel to just get back to the game and then win it that way as well?
It felt great because, I mean, we've had a whole year to sit in the loss from last year and kind of just take it all in. So, I mean, it's great to kind of get our get back in a sense. But, I mean, I'm just glad we won it this year and handled business like we did.
Yeah, I felt a lot better than losing for sure.
Absolutely.
Right. Hey, losing sucks, right? You know,
but
winning's
was
better.
Yeah, it was a similar conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago when it came to the girls teams. Like the conversations from the off season and obviously the preparation, getting ready for the season. You know, you get into non-district play. The list goes on and on. Like the type of preparation from walking off the floor in a losing effort to then coming back in, like as you said, it just dominating, just like smoking the competition. For being completely honest with you, you know what I mean? Like what was that type of like going through the season? I mean, again, like you said, you've been there before. You've had the level of composure, but when did things really set in? Of like, hey, we are going to take this trip to San Antonio and we are going to win a state championship.
I mean, we've been talking about it since the start of, like, very first practice. We talked about getting back to San Antonio and all that, but it really kind of set in after our loss to Panhandle in the Randall Classic. We kind of realized that, I mean, we got to step it up a little bit because, I mean, we kind of blew through district, nothing against them. It's just they didn't have any answers for us. But once we got through our first few playoff games, we just felt really confident, and our coaches did a great job preparing us for the big moments ahead.
Yeah, and kind of talking about the schedule as well. You know, looking at your schedule, you play some tough teams, including Panhandle, who also won a state championship. How did your schedule kind of prepare you? What was the, you know, what stood out to you in the schedule, and how did it prepare you to make a playoff run?
I think what stood out was that Caprock Classic. I think that really helped us because we were playing like bigger schools, 3As, 2As, all the schools that like really challenge us, and I think that was just like a great way to show us that playoffs is going to be hard, and we already went through it in the Caprock, so that prepared us a lot.
Yeah, that did help out a lot, playing those bigger teams, kind of teams with some experience too. It definitely helped a lot, kind of showed us our weaknesses and what we could work on, so we learned a ton from that tournament.
Absolutely. And, you know, learning from the game last year and then stepping into the schedule, kind of what really before this season, what was the goal? Was it to go win a state title and have that revenge from last year? Was that kind of the goal you guys set as you went into this new season?
I mean, yeah, that was the only goal we ever set, was just get back to state, just win one game at a time, and it'll take care of itself from there.
I like that. Now the preparation with it, again, there's a lot of work that gets into each and every game, and obviously making a run to the postseason. What is a practice like for you guys? Because I mean, again, it's not like you can just roll the ball out, have a couple of guys, and all of a sudden, boom, you're state champions. You know what I mean? Like, there's a level of work, there's a level of competition that you have to have in order to get to that point. Like, talk to us a little bit about those moments throughout the season.
I mean, yeah, in practice we get put through all sorts of different situations. Being a little shorthanded on numbers, we have to have some coaches practice with us, but it just makes it a little interesting because they bring some different things to the table. But I mean, we've gone through scenarios where we're down 15, have 3 minutes to come back, like last-minute shots, all sorts of things like that. So they do a great job of preparing us for the big moments.
Yeah, we always practice, like, the scout team's always going to be, like, what the other team is, so we're always practicing, preparing. Like, we'll have one coach be their best player, and we have to, like, guard them accordingly, and that's how we prepare for the games during the practices.
Were there any moments where a coach was able to get a couple of buckets on you guys, and you guys were able to, you know, what was that feeling like?
No, yeah, Coach Allen's definitely tough. I mean, he played college basketball, so he gave out a few tough buckets over the season.
Gotcha,
for sure.
I love it. I do have to ask about Fayetteville. That's a different kind of team that you saw for sure. I believe they set the record of threes in a game, and Texas, or maybe the country as well, 40, and they took like 90 something as well. What, facing a team like that? I mean, obviously they're shooting the three like crazy, not really doing anything else. How do you kind of do you just sit on the perimeter? What was the preparation for a team like that?
I mean, it was kind of just everyone has to get a handout. No one can be lazy on the closeouts, and then kind of just limiting them to one shot, because if they get 1-3, their percentages aren't going to be that great. So just getting out on shooters and grabbing the rebounds made a big difference.
Yeah, we just always had to know where the shooters were, like always communicating, like shooters over there.
Definitely. So senior, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, obviously that's a huge year, your final year. You go out with a bang, state championship. What plans do you have after high school now? What can we expect to see from you as you leave Valley?
I mean, I'm narrowing down which college I'm going to go to next. I'm just going to try and play basketball for as long as the Lord will let me. So, yeah, that's just what's going to happen.
I love that.
Awesome. That's awesome. Plans for you as your brother leaves?
Win another state championship.
Let's go back to back, right? Let's go
that.
back to back.
I like that.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Alan, you got anything else to add?
No, I mean, just again, congratulations, seeing you guys throughout the year, and obviously when it came to the state tournament, you guys looked as cool, calm, and collected. I mean, as you said, you guys had that feeling of not only have we been here before, but we have all the tools to thrive in this type of atmosphere. So again, congratulations to you guys. It was absolutely heck of a season. Again, as you saw, it was a heck of a state championship game.
Oh man, a great game, and man, I loved watching it. I mean, hey, state championship.
Yeah.
Congrats to you guys. That's awesome, especially the way you did it. How you come back and got revenge. You know, you got there, kind of experienced it first last year, then come back and business as usual and win the gold. We'll have to get a picture with those golds and the trophy and everything. So let's do it. But hey, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna have another segment with Valley. We've got two more players. We got Carson Tucker, Damian Valdez also joining us here in a second. Stick with us on Map It Out. All right, everyone, welcome back to Map It Out. We were still talking with the Valley Patriots. We got Carson Tucker and Damian Valdez with us. Guys, how's it going? Thank you for joining us.
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem. So, just asking you guys, obviously a special season, everyone wants it to end, a state championship. For you guys, just obviously state's the highlight of the year, but just what was so special, what was just unique to you guys as you went through this season? What made this season special?
I think obviously being together was great through all the tournaments and just all the personal things we did even outside of basketball. Since we've known each other so long and, we're all great friends off the court and everything, it was just great spending time with each other.
Definitely.
Yeah, the journey, is the best part, and just growing and being with all these guys, throughout the season and just enjoy every moment of it was win or loss. So.
I love that. I love that. I mean, like you talk about the journey of it. If I may, the literal journey, like the literal travel to San Antonio, right? Like I've been on long bus rides. I do not miss it by any stretch of the imagination. But again, if you're going to compete for a state championship, come back for a state championship, it's all worth it, of course. But when it comes to that travel, like what was that feeling like? Like who was the most obnoxious on the bus? Like who was farting too much on the bus? What was that type of travel like for you guys?
It was pretty bad. I mean, my back is still sore. I was in the back of our expedition, probably snacking the whole time.
Yeah.
What snack? What you got back there?
Well, Damian's mom makes these she called them.
They're like protein ball type things.
Oh, okay. No, yeah. I think everybody's mom makes those at some point, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, man, come on, go like some Cheez-Its. We got some goldfish or something back there. Yeah, what do we got?
I think she made those for the whole team, but they were left back there with me.
And that's the spot I would want. Best believe.
You're getting the gains, right?
I know,
Protein balls. Yeah, that's all that matters. Yeah,
Can't
playing
play
football and
basketball on an
everything
empty
too.
stomach.
Famously, absolutely.
What about you on the travel?
Well, it was hard for me because I brought a lot of snacks, and Corbin in the morning when we left had 5 breakfast burritos that my mom had made, and then Carson ate half the protein balls. So.
Yeah.
We're eating like D1 athletes in this building for sure. Some pro athletes, man. I love it.
I like that. Absolutely. I mean, again, when we think about again the journey, the travel, how fun of a season obviously that this was for you guys. You're talking a little bit about some of the things even off the court as far as building that relationship. Talk a little bit about at least a couple of those things throughout the season that you'll remember the most.
Definitely just after practice, staying together and playing, just pick up like 21 and stuff. That was always fun. And then going to each other's houses and playing 2K, obviously, was kind of
Okay, so
all
now-
basketball,
Yeah.
right?
So now I have to know who was the best in 2K on the team.
everybody I felt like had a prime overall.
Yeah.
Canyon,
Everybody's kind of like me. I got it.
Canyon was probably overall the best.
All right.
Fair enough.
And the
fair
days
enough.
of 21, playing 21, I have some memories going to the gym just playing 21. That's so fun.
Absolutely.
Talking about this team specifically, at the 1A level, when you got a guy that's 6'8", and a guy that's 6'10" as well, and then 2 talented guards like you guys, just obviously the leaders of this team. What was the scheme of this team? Obviously, they'll probably guard the tall guys and leave you guys open quite a bit, or try to get out to you, and then they get open. I mean, it just the talent, especially at this 1A level, was special. What was how did that help you go through this season? The lineup that you had.
I think teamwork was great. Obviously, we tried to get it inside more, but teams would decide to press, further and stuff like that. And it was great having them come up and set screens, and Carson too handling the ball. So it was really just all around effort.
Yeah, just trying to get the ball inside, and occasionally they try to double them inside, and we cut off of that or find open lanes if they're going after Kenyon and Corbin, and getting some layups in there. So.
Absolutely. And I mean, I could tell every one of you guys could score the basketball or pass the basketball. I mean, how special is it to have a guy, you guys are pretty much talented in every way, defense, passing and scoring. Just how cool is that to have a team like that?
Yeah, it was great. It felt amazing being assured that everyone on your team could do the same things you could, and you could put your trust in them to do the same things.
Yeah,
no, the trust is important, and I mean, you guys had a really, really fun offense to watch. But like, I'm a man of a lot of cliches, but the thing is, the cliches are what they are because of how frequently those are accurate things. Like the way that defense wins championships, the way that the type of discipline and being coachable wins championships. Those intangibles that we've said separate good from great from championship caliber teams. That you saw that on full display. You guys have been that on full display, you know what I mean? But for you guys in particular, kind of building off of Max's point, is being the guards with this team, kind of being the main ball handlers. What type of the pressures that may come with it? Like how are you guys able to just manage that, deal with that, or I guess lean more into the trust, the communication with your teammates?
I mean, you just got to stay poised, and handle the pressure and taking whatever they throw at you. So.
Yeah, obviously we knew that people probably were going to try and make me and Carson have, more errors to try and get it out of the paint more. But I think just, leaning on each other was great.
Definitely. And first of all, talking about Fayetteville, what was it like, especially as guards, playing a team like that? I mean, were you hanging out on the perimeter, with a 3-point shooting team like that? What was it like preparing for a team that mainly just shoots the ball?
Yeah, going up to the week defensively, you knew that they were quick and athletic and could get to shots and hit them. So, during defense or during practice and stuff, you obviously want to try and emphasize, finding your shooter and closing out and not really giving them open shots.
Definitely.
What did you see?
Shoot. Yeah, don't let them shoot, right? Yeah, just don't let them shoot. Don't let them do what they do, right?
Yeah, but again, it really can't be overstated to hold a state championship opponent to under 50 points. That's not something that...
And to win by almost 20 as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'll take that every day of the week. Yeah, so to have that kind of performance for you guys going down to San Antonio and winning like that, you're kind of like, it's state championship, you're probably nervous, but then you get out there and like, hey, we're almost winning by 20. I mean, how's that feel for both of you guys?
I mean, it felt great, but, you could never get comfortable with them as many threes as they could hit, I mean, 5 possessions and they're back in it, so we had to stay focused the whole game. But in the last 30 seconds, we got subbed out. Kind of hit me.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, what was the moment in the game that you knew, like, hey, we've got this, like, we're about to put, golds around our neck, we're about to hoist a trophy. What kind of was that moment for both of you in that game?
When the refs started joking with me.
It's like, hey, y'all got this, buddy. Y'all got this.
Good.
What was that for you?
Yeah, coming out of halftime, you're still nervous. They could hit threes and all that, but I would say late in the fourth, whenever we kept extending, you just get that sense of knowing that you had already won.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, what's been one of the other things that we've talked about throughout the playoffs is, especially when it comes to teams making deep runs, and even regardless of it, the level of support, the level of folks that are behind you guys on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, you know what I mean? This is some of the things that help make the Panhandle be what it has been over these past couple of years, and certainly what it will be over the next couple of years. Like, talk about just how important that type of community support has been for you guys over these past couple of years, especially obviously with this state championship.
Yeah, it was real important. We're leaving for playoff games and we're getting send-offs. We're going through town and all the people come out and they support us. And the games, it's real loud. The Boys Ranch game was real hype too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because they were making history themselves. I mean, that was a good run for them. But yeah,
yeah, and the state game, it was great.
Yeah, we had a great community at all games, playoff games and all that. The environment was great. So, especially after last year, you know that they're there for you. So, it kind of gives you a boost and motivation.
Definitely. What was the response like? Have you guys had time to celebrate with the community after coming off the win? What's that been like?
Yeah.
Everyone's going.
We came back Friday and we met in Turkey. And the whole community came out and welcomed us back, and we kind of took a picture together with everyone, and yeah.
Yeah, it's a great feeling seeing everybody there when you after that long ride and everything, and you get out and stretch and all that, and talk to all your friends and stuff, and it was great. great environment.
Got like a NBA style parade over there in Turkey, Texas,
Yeah,
right?
almost.
Almost. Party up.
For sure.
Carson, I gotta tell you, I love the headband. The headband is great. I don't know if they make fun of you for it or anything, but man, seeing you come out on the court in San Antonio, man, seeing the headband, I love it. When did you decide to do a headband in your career, and you know what was the point behind that, and you know, just kind of what's behind that, I should say.
Well, it was our last district game against Paducah. And, you know, at first everyone was like, oh, dude, why are you wearing that? You know, some people were kind of hyping me up about it. And I was like, dude, I like it, you know. And one of the people that go to our church, he called me Playoff Carson because of my headband. And so,
Nice, yeah.
And my grandpa even wore a headband to the state game, too. So
That's awesome.
Man, I love that. I
That's
love
awesome.
that. Yeah, coming out there, I was like, man, look at that. Man, Carson right there. He knows how to dress out, man. He got the headband, and like I said, playoff Carson. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, getting ready for, I mean, now with the season over, still a little bit of time left before the end of the school year. And, you know, we were talking a little bit about before you got started. You guys aren't stopping as far as just activity goes as a whole. You know what I mean? You know, I've always loved multi-sport athletes, always love, you know, planting your flag in multiple places rather than just sticking with one thing. You know what I mean? Talk to us a little bit about what is immediately next for you guys here.
Well, me and Damon are actually partners in tennis, or doubles partners, and hopefully
yeah.
we
Let's
can make
go,
it to
man.
state in that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
And then we got golf and track and baseball that we do together. So
I forget, you know, at the 1A level, you play every sport that exists at that level for sure. You're playing tennis, you're playing golf. I mean, you're running track, badminton, whatever we got over there.
And see, if there's a legitimate shot to be a two-time state champion within a school year, again, only speaking for myself, you could not tell me a single thing about nothing. That's just me. You know what I mean? But like I would love to know. I mean, with the skill set, with the amount of things that you guys have been able to do, how do you guys still just stay grounded better? Like, just for lack of a better way of saying it.
I think that both of us have been doing this for long enough, you know, senior and junior, that at this point it's like, you know, there's more sports coming up and you're going to have to start practicing and getting ready for the other things.
Yeah.
it's kind of become the norm for us
Yeah.
a little
Nice.
bit.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
And I think you got to have mental toughness for it too, you know, to go on to the next thing and work hard at that, and then, you know, next thing. So
Nice. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like people always talk about, you know, going from like football to basketball, getting into like basketball shape versus football shape. Is there, matter of fact, I'm so far removed, I couldn't be more washed of a former athlete. But I am curious though, is there really such thing as getting into basketball shape versus tennis shape versus like track? Like is it just be the best you possibly can be?
I definitely think that there's different shapes for different sports, because after football season, I think we had played Friday or Thursday our playoff game and lost, and then that next Monday or Tuesday we had a game, and you could see it on the court. Me and
Yeah.
Carson were pretty fatigued. So.
I got you.
No doubt.
For sure.
bad.
So I got this right, junior, right?
Yes.
And you're a senior. So I know you got, you know, things coming up, but like what are your plans after high school? What do you got coming up in Zulu Valley?
Right now, I'm planning on going to Tech and majoring in kinesiology.
Nice.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Go Red Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's in the tournament right now.
Yes.
First time for the women in 13 years, and the men are still rocking it. Hopefully to pull off some upsets.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, they kind of slipped down, but I mean, hey, I'm loving it for Texas Tech right now. Let's see what they got, man.
Absolutely.
And it's been a great year overall for them. But
It's been a great year just in the area.
right,
Just
806,
flat
man.
out.
Let's
You
go
know,
806, and you guys were part of that. And it was so fun to watch down in San Antonio. And man, we wish y'all more success, tennis and everything. Are y'all doing track as well, or?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let's see some more gold, man.
My
Let's,
head would be like 10 times the things it already is.
It's like we're winning
If I have
basketball,
two-
we're winning
yes.
tennis, we're winning
Yes.
track, we're winning it all, right?
Yeah, you could not tell me a single thing if I'm a multiple-time state champion
I'm an
within
athlete.
a school
That's
year.
what I got. I'm an athlete, man.
For
Just
sure,
flex on 'em,
for
flex on 'em.
sure. But look, again, guys,
Yeah.
congratulations on the success. Congratulations on the season. Best of luck to you guys as you finish up this year. I mean, it's been such a fun thing to be able to keep up with these teams again. You've been able to see them throughout the year, especially when it came to the state tournament. When you think of top teams, when you think of teams that have the pieces, have all the things to get to that point. Similar thing with our previous segment. I mean, really look no further than the Valley Patriots, to be
Right.
completely honest. you
Right.
know.
I know, and it's awesome for us to be able to see you guys and to do this. I mean, you know, that's something that you and I will remember for a long time, getting to cover a certain team the Valley Patriots winning state. So, I mean, it's just been a great experience this year. Basketball was great for the 806, and you guys were very much so a part of that. And so it's been awesome to watch. Thank you guys for having such a great season and just doing great things. It's been awesome to watch, and thank you guys for coming here as well. We'll have to have you again at some point for sure. If y'all win tennis or something, let us know, man. Let's do it.
Definitely.
But thank you guys also for tuning in to Map It Out. We will have Panhandle next as well. So many state champs. All state champs everywhere, right? But yes, stick around. We're going to talk to Panhandle next. Thank you guys for watching Map It Out. All right, everyone. Welcome back to Map It Out. We've got another set of state champions. We just talked to Valley. Now we're talking to Panhandle. A little more special for them because guess what? The girls also won. The Eds also won the state championship. And then a week later, the Panthers go into Alamo Dome and win the state championship as well. So just a special year for you guys overall. But for you guys as the boys team, how, obviously state championship is what everybody's goal is. But for you guys specifically, what was unique to you? What was special to you about this championship run this season as a whole?
I think it's just a great team. I think we have a lot of good team chemistry, so just getting this done, getting the state championship done as a team has been really special for me. And also, like you said, with the girls winning it, with my parents being the coaches, it's really cool to have both guys, both sides winning it, and it's been really cool.
Sweet.
I think, no one expected it. Like, we were unranked the whole year, and Strickland tried to get us ranked, and we never got ranked. So I don't think really anyone expected us to win, so.
And that's a good point because I think I asked y'all in the press conference after the game, I said something along the lines of you kind of, for one thing, had to live in the girls' shadow because they were wire to wire, number 1 and 2A, one state and everything. But also, I think everybody in the area or in Texas asked at one point, where did the Panhandle Panthers come from? I mean, this was a team that came out of the ashes and just emerged as such a talented team. You had such a great year. To you, to be that kind of team and come out of nowhere and win state, what did that mean to you guys?
Yeah, I think we've talked about it, just kind of a fuel to the fire, like in practice and stuff, like kind of being the underdogs. That's what people called us, so we don't like using that term, but just being the underdogs to help us push through and practice each day.
Definitely.
I think it started in the summer as well. Strickland did, a good job. We did skills way more this summer than we did, last year or any other year. So I think it started in the summer doing skills with Strickland, so.
Yeah,
I like that. I mean, kind of elaborating from that point. I mean, it's certainly a long off season, certainly a long bit of preparation getting ready for this new year, and of course, everything worked out as perfect as it could be for you guys. But from an individual standpoint, Lucas, I want to start with you. What was one thing of your game that you definitely pinpointed from last season that you wanted to make a priority to get right going into this season?
Yeah, for sure. I think my pull-up jumper. I used it a little bit last year, and this summer, this off season, I kind of worked on trying getting more elevation on that, and I felt like I used that in some crucial times during the playoffs.
Nice, pretty good.
For me, I feel it's probably my three-pointer.
Yeah.
Because I know I can drive and get to the basket, and it just makes it easier if you know you can shoot. People are going to come out on you, and it's easier to go around them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, let me tell you had some big threes in several of those playoff games, man. I mean, just letting it fly at the buzzer. We were saying Caden Arms likes buzzer beater shots, man. It seems like he lives for that moment to hit several of those shots during the playoffs. What's that feel like to you?
Oh, it's amazing. I don't know, there was a bunch of them just in the playoffs. I don't know how, but I guess I like the buzzer beaters better than just normal threes. So
I love the one against Seagraves after the third quarter when you're kind of looking up at your teammates on the ground like, oh my gosh, it just bounced. It bounced probably 10 feet in the air, came back down and hit it. And at that moment, I was kind of like, I mean, there's too much aura with this Panthers team right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, with 10 seconds left, if Caden gets the ball, I just start walking to the bench.
I know,
we got it.
He's got it. 3 guys on him. He's you know what,
good.
Steph Curry Olympic shot. That's
I love
what
that.
we got.
I love that. That's been a great thing about this team as well. I mean, again, you can't, like I've said already before, you can't just roll the ball out and you have a team just already ready to go, already ready to win a district championship, win a state championship, so on and so forth. From the preparation, just from a team standpoint, you know what I mean? When did things really settle in with you guys that you guys are state champions? Is it still kind of you still kind of in the moment of holy smokes, we just won a state championship?
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
We were
Even
talking
right
about
now.
it on the way down here. We're like, it still doesn't feel like it that we won.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's awesome.
I still haven't went back and watched the game. I probably still need to.
Oh,
but,
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm still
you
kind of
should.
just trying to process it in my head.
It was a heck of a game. We were seeing a couple of clips of it. I mean, again, Max, obviously you were there. it definitely felt like everything was in the cards. All of the momentum was getting into this type of moment.
Right, and just watching the game, there was so much energy, and you're like you'd kind of gone through the playoffs, besides Hale Center, fairly easily. I mean, he had some close calls with Wellington and Seagraves, first half, but you eventually pulled away. So to get I could tell the energy in this game was like, all right. I mean, obviously this is the big game. This is state. It's not going to be easy. It's a big stage to kind of just experience every really form of a basketball game through the season and through the playoffs. You guys were battle tested. How did you feel coming into that game?
I felt more calm than I should have been. Like, someone asked me on the way over there, they're like, are you nervous? Like, we're kind of getting into the Alamo Dome. And I was like, not really. Like, having, like you said, all those other games with Hale Center and then some close calls with Seagraves at the half. Like, I think we were prepared a lot through the preseason and even in playoffs for this moment. And so, I mean, even at halftime, it's a tie game, and we kind of go in there, and we know the plan. That's what Strickland said at half. Like, we have our plan. He had it up there on the board. Just stick to the plan, and it'll go out our way. So,
yeah, definitely. How are you feeling coming in?
I mean, just like him, I wasn't nervous that game either, or the state semis game. Normally, every game I'm nervous. Like, probably every other playoff game I was nervous, but those two, for some reason, I wasn't. I don't know why, but
we talked about it. We talked about it during two-ball whenever we were doing our playoff warm-up. We were doing two-ball, and I was like, you feel good? And he's like, I'm not really nervous. I'm kind of calm. And I was like, yeah, me too.
Cool, calm, and collected, man. They live for the big what big moment, right?
And I think if I may, obviously don't want to speak for anybody, but I was hearing a conversation that your Coach Strickland was having with Lance Launer getting ready for the travel, getting ready for the state championship game, and not to be paraphrasing a bit from what Coach was saying, like he had a conversation with you guys before loading up and get ready for the travel, just kind of like, hey, did you guys feel like you improved? Did you guys feel like you've had fun? Like I'm paraphrasing, of course. Obviously, you can say it a lot better than me, but being there for that type of conversation, I can imagine to have that type of trust and just that type of bond that you guys have had with your coach. Like I'm sure that had a lot to do with just being a little bit more at ease with, regardless of what it is. This has been an amazing season, an amazing ride for you guys. Like, Caden, what was that like? How did you go about that conversation with Coach before you guys made the travel?
Yeah, I think we all just believed in each other and him. I think that's one of the main reasons we all believed. Yeah. And also we have fun. Like if you go to any of our practices, we're having fun, we're laughing, but we're still getting what we need to get done. Mm-hmm. But we all have fun.
Yeah, for sure. Also with the scouting, kind of the scouting report, Strickland always says preparation is our separation. Yeah. And so we put a lot of effort into watching film and knowing the other team kind of better than they know themselves is what we try to do. So I think that also kind of calms you. Like going into the game, you know what to expect. You know what you're going to get from the team. And so I think that helps a lot with nerves and something else.
Right. In that game, a guy that's usually an unsung hero in basketball, not so much football, Broxton Robinson. Yeah. He came into that state game, and I remember several, big rebounds and putback scores that he had in that game. That, in those certain situations were actually big at the time. So for him to come through big in that type of game, even though, he's a football star, he's going to Army, he comes into that game and plays a big enough role to see him do that in that game. How cool is that?
For sure. He was flying around on some of those rebounds. Yeah. I was kind of
getting physical.
Watching the shot go up on the three-pointer, and then I just see him coming out of nowhere, going in there. And so he was a really crucial part to our win. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, he's always a big part in our win. Just not his offense, but his defense, just as well as Cooper Brinkley. He played really good.
Yes,
I think he had a double-double in that game.
11-11.
Yeah, 11-11.
He played really good, too.
We were laughing about that. I was like, 11-11, double-double. He's got it, man. He came through in the big game. Several guys coming through in the big game for you guys. You had several nice dimes to Cooper. It was just, everybody got involved, and it was good to see. Talking about Coach, though, Coach Strickland. We heard the quote after the game, talking about his late daughter guiding the season, and just how there was so many stories throughout the season for you guys specifically as players, for him as coach, for you guys as a team. It felt like this season was special. It felt like the Lord had his hand on your guys' season, 1,000%. So many messages, so many things, just how different and just spectacular was this season from that standpoint for you guys?
Yeah, I think it was, like you said, very special. I think that adds to the calmness, kind of knowing that Hunsley is watching over us and keeping us safe. I want to say at Clarendon was our first time wearing the H for H on our wrist. And so that was pretty cool just watching Strickland's reaction because, I mean, he didn't tell us to do that. We decided to do it as a team, so he came in there in pregame and kind of finally realized, like, what was on our wrist. And so I think from then it's kind of been special knowing that it's kind of more than a game.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Right.
Yeah, just trying to give all glory to God, and I think that's what made this year really special.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree with Strickland. It was all God's doing, and I mean, not just on the court we have H for H, but we all wear bracelets that say H for H just off the court too. So, yeah, it's those right there.
That's awesome.
And what, specifically Strickland, what has he meant to you guys? I mean, he comes from West Plains, and then, first year as a head coach, and you guys were state champions, which is so awesome. Just what does he mean to you guys as a coach?
I mean, like he's talked about, just we trust him. We believe in the plan, and that what he's laid out for us is going to get us the win. And so I think that goes a long ways. If you have a coach that has a plan, maybe the players don't stick to it. I mean, it's all up to the players to do it. And I think we, as a team, we do a great job of just trusting him and trusting how we're going to get the win done.
Absolutely. Be looking back into the season as a whole, right? We were just having a conversation with Valley a couple of minutes ago as well. That importance with the non-district schedule, like those first couple of weeks, first couple of months of the season, like all trying to get a good gauge on your strengths, weaknesses, and it's always great to have some really talented competition throughout that regular season as well. How important was that for you guys in this journey, in that process? And to that point, I mean, having an opponent who also went on to win the state championship as well. Like how cool is that feeling to have?
It's great. I mean, I think that's a really important part is playing good teams at the beginning, like non-district. Like we played a good Tex Line team twice. Yeah. We went to Canadian tournament. We played some good teams there. I think it's a really crucial part.
Yeah, for sure. Knowing that, like, you're not the best team out there, kind of the cockiness of it, still staying humble and knowing that you have a long ways to go in the preseason even, I think helps a lot.
So I got a great question for you. What is Panhandle Prom gonna look like this year? I mean, my goodness, golden basketballs everywhere.
Yeah.
Create, kind of like you said with Nazareth, create a path
like a full tunnel, full walkway,
to the prom venue. I mean, like the DJ's gonna be like, let the champs get down on the flow,
sure.
Let the champs get down on the flow. What, like, I mean, obviously prom's a little distance away, but like, just what's Panhandle High School like, and what's the community like? I mean, obviously like so much support. One of the best student sections. Yeah. What's it like right now?
The support's insane. I mean, even from the school itself. I mean, you have all those. San Antonio is 8 hours away from Panhandle. I mean, the fans were stacked. We had tons of fans there, and so they travel really well, and we really appreciate that. Even back at school, I mean, you get a lot of good jobs and some good congratulations. We get a week of spring break, so we're not going to hear it for a little bit, but when we get back, I know we will. And even the fans or the like Allsups and Cefco, I think they're giving out free drinks and stuff for the state champs. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, they support really well.
Yeah, the community is great. I mean, the fact they're making that drive 8 hours just to watch us play is amazing. It's just a great community.
Yeah, definitely. And, I kind of mentioned the student section. I mean, y'all support each other. That's just really the bottom line. I mean, you guys go to the girls' game when you could. I mean, the girls were at your games when they could. And then, like, when you can combine for whatever it is, I mean, it's just great. What's the student support like? And what's the relationship with you guys just as students at Panhandle?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, everyone supports each other. We just want to see each other win and succeed. So I think that's great.
Yeah, on Snapchat, there's a loud card group chat of, like, 35 people to get – for each week, there's a theme and that they figure out. And
what are we doing? Where are we going? Yeah. And it was pink pajamas at the Wellington and Panhandle.
That was crazy. Championship. Like seeing clips of that was insane. Like to see that type of student section. That's all you can ask for to be in a position like this. You know what I mean? So like I can only imagine just the feeling that you have on a home game, a road game. You're just looking up and like, all right, cool, we're fine. We got our people with us. You know what I mean? We're gonna do our job, handle business again. We got the support behind us as well. You know what I mean? That's a really awesome feeling. Right. I mean, to that point though, and again, the great relationship I can already just kind of felt from the boys program, from the girls program, and of course both you guys state champions. I think one of maybe 4 teams that have been able to have both boys and girls teams win a state championship in the same season, which is crazy. I mean, surely there has to be some type of tiebreaker between you and the girls team, right? Like, surely there has to be like a game of horse, like a 3-point shootout or something. Like you almost have it look like you kind of already thought about something like this in place. Like, am I off? Am I off in this assessment?
I mean, I just thought that was a funny point.
I'm just saying.
That's great. Yeah.
I'm just saying though, like both coming in with the hardware. I mean, Caden, you won MVP as well. Like, surely there's some type of hey, Riley, we need to have like some type of 3-point shootout.
I was gonna say, if I know anything about Riley Segura, she's probably like, hey man, you know what? Why not? Let's do some competition, right?
Yeah. But I mean, like in all seriousness, though, I mean, again, the camaraderie, the type of friendships that even just kind of hearing from you guys already, it's definitely something that you have to have. You know what I mean? To be in this type of position in high school. Like, talk a bit more about that type of that level of communication with, like, whether it's just friendship or just making sure that we're getting better every day. Like, what's that type of atmosphere like in the basketball room?
You know, I just think it's that we're making sure we're getting better every day.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the girls are good. They probably have a couple of steps ahead of us. I mean, that's the first time we've won state. The girls have been doing it for a little bit, so we still got some steps to improve in the boys program, but yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a step in the right direction. It's a heck of a step in the right direction, you know what I mean? I love it.
Yeah. So junior, right?
Yes, sir.
But you're a senior?
Senior, yes.
So I've been asking, every senior that we have, what's your plans now? I mean, as you get ready to, you got still some school left, obviously, but I mean, as you get ready to leave Panhandle, what's your plans coming up?
I don't really know yet. I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time, see what happens. You know, I'm enrolled in tech for college, but my dad wants me to play basketball, so I'll kind of just see how that goes.
I mean, I don't blame him. Hey, state game MVP, man. I got to find a spot for you somewhere. There's probably some college that'll take you, I imagine, for sure.
Definitely.
What about you're a junior, you got another year. Kind of, what do you expect as you get ready for senior year? I mean, kind of what's the next step as you go into that final year?
Just going into the off season, kind of getting better. Like you said, we'll take it one step at a time. Just seeing how I can get better in this off season. I don't play football, so after track season, get back into the gym and get some shots up and be ready for next season.
What track, usually fun to watch you guys in track. What do we expect in track this year?
I'm not running track 'cause I'm a senior, so.
What do we got?
I'm in the 800, so you don't got to come watch that.
No, trust me. I'll say real quick. One of the first track meets I was ever participating in, 400 meters. I'm coming in as oblivious to everything as to, like, I didn't know the full distance of it at the time. Like, I was a kid. I was a child. To the way that, like, and no one wants to be the slow clap all the way to the finish line.
You can do it.
No, trust me. That was one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. I'm not even gonna tell you the time. Just know the time was absolutely god awful.
Yeah. You're either a track star or
I'm sure even at your worst, you will be just fine compared to the competition.
You got it, Luke. You can do it
for sure.
Also, you do streaming stuff and everything. I mean, is that just for football or is that for?
That is just for football.
Are you ready for another year of that? Ready. Was that fun? It was kind of your first time, right?
Yes, it was. That was my first time doing live streaming. I usually did just some video and stuff or like some interviews. I interviewed Caden a couple times. So.
Nice.
But live streaming is better because like the editing after it, you don't have to edit as much. Yeah. So the live streaming was super fun. It was a super fun experience. I got 4 other guys to do it with me. And I'm excited to do it next year and kind of upgrade and see how better I can get.
Cool, yeah. How was that, that process? Did you get a lot of positive feedback from that?
A lot of people liked it. NFHS, that camera that comes on the field the quality isn't amazing and stuff.
Yeah,
sure. So it's kind of cool having, like, we had a sideline cam and instant replay and stuff, just some more angles. And a lot of my teachers and stuff watched it too, but a lot of people loved it.
Yeah, look at Panhandle ESPN over there.
So you're a state champion. And he's gonna take my job. All right, that's I got you. I'm for it.
Luke's doing it all, man. He's doing it all.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool.
Hey, man, good things going on over at Panhandle High School for sure. Alan, anything else you got to say?
I mean, like I've said it like a broken record already with the previous programs that we've had here, but it's such a great time to be a fan here in the 806. Like, there's some really great kids, really great student athletes. Of course, you guys, no exception to that, with great leadership, great community. Again, this is all that you can ask for in this space that we're in, to be able to get out there to these games, have these types of conversations, and, fingers crossed, even having more hardware coming back to the Panhandle over these next couple of weeks and months. So again, like, as you said it a little while ago, you guys have been a huge part into what's been a fantastic year of Panhandle sports. I mean, congratulations on the success. I mean, it's like there's nothing else to say other than just congratulations.
And we told Valley kind of the same thing. We're like, you know what, like, when you guys do stuff like this and go to state, I mean, it allows us an opportunity to go cover and have fun and witness just the greatness that you guys put on the court and everything. And so I told them thank you. I got to tell you guys thank you so much for just putting on such a great performance. And Alan and I will remember stuff like this for a long time, and especially how incredible and special your guys' season specifically was, and just all the stories that I heard and everything. before we get out of here, I got to mention, you sent me that DM the one night where you said you had the dream and everything ahead of this season. Kind of before we get out of here, go into that and just how special of a moment that was, that you pretty much dreamed and put into motion this state championship season.
Yeah, I think it was really cool. It was back in August that I said I had a dream of my team winning it to the state championship. And so it was on my mind for a couple days after, so I decided to finally put it in my notes and write it down. And just that state semifinal game, I felt was, after we won it, was even more emotional because kind of finally realizing that dream just came true. Like, I'm going to be able to play with all of my friends in the Alamo Dome. And so it's just really cool. It was a really cool experience walking out of the tunnel at shoot-around for the very first time, just taking it all in, finally being there like as a player. I go there with my parents every year for the boys state tournament. And so finally being able to be one of the guys that maybe a little kid up there is watching on the court and taking note of was really cool.
And we saw the picture where he's holding up, like you're 6 years old or whatever, and you're like, what, I'm going to play for your state championship one day, and your parents at the time kind of like, whatever, and here we are,
That's
man.
incredible.
Yeah,
here we are
years
later.
Incredible.
I took a picture holding up number 6 because that was 6 years ago. I said I was going to be there in 6 years. And so that was also...
Oh, not 6 years old. So you'll be there in 6 years. Okay, yeah. Isn't that cool?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? I was just saying, just so many things in this season where you're like, man, that's just super special. It's just the Lord's hand on you guys. Sure. And I mean, I don't know what, it kind of leaves you speechless, just everything that happened for you guys was so special. Some of the shots y'all took, some of the moments y'all had. It's just like, man, not really much more to say other than it's going to be a phenomenal memory for all of us, and to see it unfold, just so special, guys.
Yeah, if I may, really quick, I mean, state champions, obviously, but we are in the middle of spring break. Like, what does one do for a spring break after winning a state championship? I got to know.
I mean, I just went skiing, so
nice.
Just got back today.
Yeah, where'd you go?
Okay,
Red River.
Awesome.
Nice.
I like that. Yeah, for sure.
I went and helped this old lady move into Silverleaf.
Nice.
It was a
helping hand, man.
Full box truck, got full to the top, but I got $130 out of it. So
nice.
Oh, hey, man.
Yes, sir.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
All the means do it for sure, right?
Definitely.
That's awesome.
A lot of chilling though.
Nice.
A lot of resting up.
Sure, yeah.
I'll
finish up school.
Big season ahead of you, or there was just a big season, so resting up the legs and get back.
Get
back in the track.
Ready for next year, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Track or whatever. Yeah, that's tiring too.
I love it. I mean, again, with a chance for another state championship. Look, man, I'm just saying.
Hey,
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's a heck of a way to end the year. For sure.
we're gonna miss Caden for sure, but I mean, man, anything can happen. Let's see a back to back, right?
Yeah, definitely. Well, look, guys, again, thank you guys so much for making the trip over here, sitting down and talking with us. Congratulations on all the success. I mean, best of luck as far as the rest of the year. Obviously, Caden, in your case, getting ready to move to the next level. Best of luck to you, of course. Just it's a great time. It's a really fun conversation, man.
Guys, can't thank you enough. Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No problem.
Thanks
Absolutely. Thank you guys for coming here. Yeah, oh man,
awesome.
Such a great season to cover. So fun. We'll have to have you guys again.
Yeah.
Maybe we can just have y'all on and just chat during the summer. There's not a whole lot going on during the summer.
Sure.
So
Sounds good.
Let's bring y'all back, man. Let's bring y'all back for sure. But hey, thank you all again, and thank you guys for also tuning in. We're back with one more segment, talking some national sports. We got to get into a lot, man. I mean, it's still March Madness. I mean, there's a lot of NFL free agency.
Yes, sir.
NBA's getting down close to the playoffs. Plenty to talk about. Stick with us on Map It Out. All right, welcome back to Map It Out. Alan, we haven't got to really talk national, feels like, in a while. I mean, we finally get a block where we get to talk about everything going on right now in sports. It's a great time. It's March Madness and everything.
Yeah.
A lot going on in the NFL, a lot going on in the NBA, which has been busy. A lot of state champs in the 806, man. I mean, come on, chill out here, right?
Absolutely. I mean, March Madness coming up. We talked a little bit about it. Tech men's, while you're without JT Toppin, still a very tough out as we get ready for the tournament. Women's sides of things, this is one of the few, there haven't been too many moments where they've won over 25 games in the season, so they certainly have a different wave of momentum as getting to the tournament as well. But we'll get to that here in a little bit.
No doubt about it.
As we were talking about it, and as we were getting into some really fun conversations with our state champions around the 806, it's been such a chaotic week and a half of sports.
Understatement.
Yes, very much. So if I may, I legit have a timeline of sorts from when we first finished up with last week's episode to where we are right now. And if we're starting on the NFL sides of things, and while I don't want to fully just hammer in Baltimore Ravens stuff from the jump, the Max Crosby news was pretty. It was noteworthy to say the least.
And we thought it had to be something bad, like really bad, right? Because I mean, you don't just like get a physical back and you're kind of like, oh, there looks like something shaky, and just like you don't take him, right? It had to be something bad, right? I mean, and I guess there's definitely an issue, and I mean, I think other teams are. I don't think other teams are even talking to him now. I think he's just going to stay with the Raiders, and so
which is not great for the Vegas Raiders,
no,
in my opinion,
not at all. Because I mean, obviously Max Crosby's a generational edge rusher. He's a huge talent, and his story is crazy too. I mean, coming out of addiction and everything and all that, and coming back to play, just great, just a great player in the NFL, great edge rusher. But then everything that's just happened recently has kind of put a damper on who he is as a player and just kind of everything, with his career. Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't know. You want to see him play on a team that is not the Raiders, right? Everything going on with the Raiders right now. You wanted to see him go to the Ravens. I know you definitely wanted to see him go to the Ravens.
Yes, and like those initial feelings first hearing about the trade, I was ecstatic. I was excited. I was all the synonyms that you could possibly think of. You look at the return for said deal. 2 first-round picks, which famously the 14th overall pick this year, and then the 2027 first-round pick. Regardless of how the team will be this upcoming season, middle of the pack, if not towards the end of the first round, still a valuable pick. First-round picks are always going to be first-round picks. Talking about it with friends, talking about it with just anybody that I'm like my usual sports circles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The consensus was very much great move. 2 first-round picks is a little crazy, but for a need in Baltimore's defense, which I don't think they fully even addressed the biggest issue, which is the secondary, you kind of sort of addressed it, though, with having an all-pro, as you said, generational type of pass rusher that can make things easier for Wiggins, for Kyle Hamilton, for that secondary, because that secondary was a shell of itself, and that's putting it in the nicest way last season.
Right.
I remember that Keon Coleman game, week 1 of the season, only for Keon Coleman to fall off the face of the planet ever since then. The Baltimore Ravens opened that up. You know what I mean? But
I mean, the Texans game.
Yes,
that was. I was like, "What is happening?"
It was insane
in Baltimore.
It was very, very
first time they've won in Baltimore.
Absolutely, absolutely. Trust me, I remember. I'm not but beside the point.
And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, maybe I'm a Texans fan and not a Cowboys fan. But that's a topic for another day, right?
No, trust me, and I would love to have that conversation with you very, very soon. But I mean, with the Max Crosby news, it was definitely an interesting type of return. But again, you have Max Crosby on your team. I would take Max Crosby 85% healthy over a vast majority of pass rushers outside of maybe 3 or 4 that we have in today's game. One of those 3 or 4 guys, Micah Parsons is one of those guys.
All right.
The other one of those guys, Trey Hendrickson. And with the news of,
So you're ecstatic about that.
I love it. I love it. When it came to the backing out of the trade, you're trying to figure out what were the reasons for it. And maybe there is something super severe with Max's knee, like a meniscus is a meniscus. You know what I mean? Like, while it's not an ACL, that's still something that needs to be tended to.
A knee is a knee.
A knee is a knee.
Like knee injuries, like
my knee got cut up. I don't wish that on anybody. I'm never going to be a pro athlete.
What do they say when they're 50 or 60 these days, right? Oh, my knee. It's usually my knee. It's either my back or my knee, right? Yes. So I mean, a knee issue is nothing to play around with. And
absolutely,
I get it.
Absolutely. So if that was the case, makes all the sense of the world. Everything fit within that time frame, last Wednesday being the official start of the new NFL season.
Yep.
You did what was very much in the guidelines of this whole offseason period. All of that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can also understand the optics of it are a bit crazy if you're the other 30 teams, 31 teams if you want to count the Raiders in this mix.
Yep.
Because immediately after backing out of the trade, which means you keep your first-round picks. Tyler Linderbaum's still gone, which is a shame, but you keep your first-round picks. You then sign Trey Hendrickson, who, again, one of the other, not so much generational, but I want Trey Hendrickson on my team more than a vast majority of pass rushers in today's game. He's one of the best that we've had since 2020, looking at the numbers and everything in between. You keep your first-round picks, though. I am 1,000,000,000,000% taking this iteration of the Baltimore Ravens over what could have been with Max Crosby. Because, again, Tyler Linderbaum's gone. But with the 14th overall pick in this year's draft, and I'm looking at mock drafts, you almost have to address figuring out what you're going to do with this offensive line, because while the defense has been the calling card of the Baltimore Ravens throughout its inception, this current iteration, it now is where I'll start hammering in the Baltimore Ravens of it all. You cannot afford to mess up what's left of Lamar Jackson's prime.
Right.
You cannot, and you better not mess this up. Eric DaCosta is doing, outside looking in, all of the right things now post-trade fiasco, because you still have your draft capital. You still have quite a bit of money in cap space because of also the restructured contract with Lamar Jackson, which I believe opens up close to $40 million, a little over $40 million going into this next season. So with that said, A.J. Brown, please, I promise you, is this camera on me? Look, I promise you. Jalen Hurts, I'm sure, is a great guy, great leader, Super Bowl champion. No one's going to take that away from him.
I don't think he's saying that.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are only a good bit of quarterbacks that you're more than willing and able to drop your current quarterback like a bad habit if it means being alongside the Pat Mahomes of the world, Josh Allens of the world, even the Joe Burrows of the world. And we talked about it, just how crazy bits of malpractice have been filled throughout that entire room since Joe Burrow got drafted 6 years ago.
Yep. Where's the offensive line?
Where's the offensive line? Where's the offensive line? You have a team in the AFC North, a very winnable AFC North, because, again, you're not going to tell me Mike McCarthy's going to figure it out with whoever's going to be that starting quarterback next year. The Cleveland Browns, that's self-explanatory. And we just talked about the Cincinnati Bengals as far as what they still don't have.
Right.
Unless you put up true video game numbers, we're not going to take you seriously for real. The answer has to be the Baltimore Ravens if you're A.J. Brown and if you want out of Philadelphia. Again, we could be looking at this as we're trying to throw stones in a glass house, whatever the case may be, trying to find the issues with the Eagles. We could be wrong, and we can still go through another soap opera of a season for the Philadelphia Eagles if that's what they want to do. A.J. Brown, if you want another chance to win a championship in an AFC where, let's just say, you don't have to deal with Pat until the holiday season. Yeah. I like those chances. I like those chances.
Would he be worried about a similar situation though with the Ravens, right? Because two obviously quarterback that can run and a running back that can definitely run the ball. Would he be worried about running into a similar situation with Baltimore though? I think that would be my only thing. Yeah. It's not necessarily a Joe Burrow or even a Patrick Mahomes type of situation. Obviously Patrick Mahomes ran the ball a little bit more. That's kind of because he had to. They finally got themselves a running back, which that's a whole other topic. But the thing is, my point is, it's not really. It's kind of like, dual threat to dual threat. Like, he'd be going from dual threat to dual threat, not like a Patrick Mahomes arm, not really. I mean, he's got a great, don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's got a great arm, but it wouldn't be like a Joe Burrow, it wouldn't be like a Patrick Mahomes, it wouldn't be just like, pocket passer. Would he feel like he's going to the same situation?
Here's my perfect response to that. You looked at the Philadelphia Eagles over the past couple of years. In your heart of hearts, who is the best player on that offense?
On the Eagles?
Yeah, on the Eagles. I'm going to tell you this, not to answer for you. It's probably not going to be number one as far as who the best player on that offense is. Again, he can make great plays. He is very much deserving of the position.
Fantasy is great. When he's tush pushing, man, it's like
100%.
Fantasy's great.
You know who don't need somebody pushing his backside? It's Lamar Jackson.
You do need, or I was going to say, you do have to watch a game for Philadelphia to realize that okay, maybe Jalen Hurts is not as special as they say he is. He can run and he can throw the ball sometimes. There are some throws where I'm like, what did I just watch? And so to me, sometimes it is amazing how the Eagles get to where they get. They they have great defense.
Probably still a top 5 offensive line, even with the departures that have been there.
Give Jalen Hurts Joe Burrow's offense, what does he look like? Or Joe Burrow's offensive line, what does he look like?
Yes.
That's the thing. And I mean, I don't know. And, again, I'm not really a Jalen Hurts hater at all. But I can say that he's definitely, he is pretty overrated.
He is a top 15 quarterback in all of football. Yeah. I'm taking Pat over him. I'm taking Josh Allen
Easily.
over him. I'm taking Lamar
Easily.
over him. I'm taking Joe Burrow over him. I can understand the conversations if you want to talk about Justin Herbert versus Jalen Hurts. I will for sure
Another
take
guy
away
with
Dakota
no
Prescott.
offensive line.
Yes, I will 100% take even this new version, quote unquote, of Dak Prescott coming up this upcoming season. I will take chip on the shoulder, Rain Dakota Prescott over Jalen Hurts, who wants to come up with every Shea Gilgeous-Alexander caption under the sun.
A Super Bowl ring at some point. That'd be great.
Fair. You know what? That makes two of us. Because in the AFC, this should be the time for Baltimore to make a run.
You think about it, Josh Allen, even though he can't get over the hump, playoff success still enough.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, don't even have to describe it. Joe Burrow made it to a Super Bowl. Yeah. I mean, we list these quarterbacks, and I'm getting off on a tangent here with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, where's been the playoff success? You know what I mean? Haven't even made it to the NFC Championship. Yeah. So I mean, that's my only thing with Dak. It's like, he's got great regular season stats, but when it comes to the playoffs, it's like, what do we got there?
It's valid of going into the things that the quarterback is able to do, what they're not able to do to determine the playoff success. We've also, as again, you've seen it. That Cowboys defense, outside of number 11, I can probably move down the field with that secondary. Like Trayvon Diggs isn't there anymore. Deron Bland had a heck of a one. I'm not going to call him a 1-year wonder, but it was certainly. He's not going to get my vote for All-Pro secondary.
I think what I told you, it was kind of similar to Trayvon Diggs' year where he had all the interceptions, right? Yep. They're throwing his way constantly because he's kind of 50-50, right? And you're getting interceptions because, okay, maybe that was the wrong throw to make, but, man, you watch some of the other games, he's getting burnt.
Yes.
And so I don't know if it was kind of the similar thing. I would say it was maybe a little similar with Deron Bland. He still broke that record for, defensive touchdowns. Yeah. However, why are they getting all those defensive touchdowns? Why are they getting all those interceptions? You should look at some of the games Richard Sherman had, right? How many times were they throwing his way some games? Hardly at all some games. Yep. And that's the thing. A dominant corner is one that is not having to defend a bunch of passes, maybe early in his career, and then you find out, oh, this guy's legit, then you're not throwing his way so much. If a corner's getting thrown towards quite a bit,
and that's why
that tells me he's getting burnt 50-50 or he's making maybe a play.
That is why Darrelle Revis is my favorite cornerback of all time, because they're like if your name's not Deion Sanders or Darrelle Revis, those are the two at the cornerback position. Because yes, Deion got his money from the punt returns, from the special teams of it all. Champ Bailey, 100%. Like those guys, they were not to be trifled with.
Yeah,
Trayvon Diggs, I will never be a professional athlete. I feel confident in a goal line fade situation, I can get a pass off if Trayvon Diggs is my opposition. No disrespect.
You're just like, yep, throw it that way.
But
do it.
The Cowboys secondary hasn't really been anything to really be wowed at, arguably, since Deion Sanders was there back in the 90s. You know what I mean? But to the point of it, there were so many other things that got in the way of Dak and the Cowboys making a run in the playoffs. Much like there are a handful of things that have gotten in the way of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens getting it done in the playoffs. Yeah. Part of that has been Lamar Jackson himself. So again, the offensive side of the ball needs to be addressed as we move further into this offseason. You need to shore up this offensive line. You need to figure out who in the heck is going to be in that wide receiver room. There have been conversations of DeAndre Hopkins going elsewhere. There have been conversations about A.J. Brown. I even heard this morning there were some talks with Devontae Adams that further just goes into the mid-30s wide receivers and the end of their career, just putting any which type of hat on. I would love for that hat to be in Baltimore, Maryland, of course, but get those things addressed. I'm glad that you have, again, an all-pro caliber pass rusher in Trey Hendrickson, as well as capital that you can either invest in that and really make some – because, again, the Ravens front office, they haven't really whiffed on too many draft picks over these past couple of years. So, they're good for figuring out what it is that they need to have done. Mm-hmm. But if you also still want to play that game, I know there are I'm sure, better yet, that there is a lot of return and a lot of conversations for saying, hey, 14th overall pick is up for grabs. We want insert Pro Bowl guy here, insert
Right.
all-pro caliber guy here.
Right.
So, like, there's still plenty of room with the cap space that's opened up now for the Baltimore Ravens to really make a run. So I couldn't be more excited with where we are.
Back to your point, you think A.J. Brown is a good fit?
I won't say from like an actual fit scheme standpoint, because there's only one way to find out what this new offense is going to look like with the new OC in the mix. Jesse Minter now, as far as the head coach is concerned, it certainly helps rather than having the Rashad Batemans or the Devin Duvernays of the world. And I mean, heck, even bringing back Marquise Brown would be solid just to have familiarity, and you're in a better situation than how things were when Marquise Brown was first there with Baltimore.
How do you feel about Zay Flowers?
I like Zay Flowers.
Okay.
I think Zay Flowers is capable of being one of the best receivers.
Exactly. He's fast, man.
Very, very, very much so. You need someone else as far as, like, matter of fact, you would need a Devontae Adams type who is capable of doing all the things on the outside, but also has the big body going across the middle, being that type of slot guy as well. Like, think of a watered-down Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. And by no means am I comparing Zay Flowers to Puka Nacua. I'm just saying what they could do from a passing game standpoint, because, again, you're not going to prioritize the passing game more than you're going to have still Derrick Henry, who is still capable of putting up 1,600-yard seasons in his mid-30s. You still, like, this is one of, if not the most all-around potentially well-balanced Baltimore Ravens offense in history. You have those things together with one of the 3 best safeties in Kyle Hamilton, with the 14th overall pick. It is so hard for me to objectively say that the Ravens do not have the pieces to win the AFC next season. The thing about it, unfortunately, is that that's been a conversation for the past 3-4 years now, and outside of one AFC championship appearance, it has been, by definition, failures every other year. So what's the intangible thing that switches things up? Maybe it is Jesse Minter as head coach as opposed to John Harbaugh. I mean, John Harbaugh certainly had his way with the everyone must go sale on his way to New Jersey, picking up Ricard and picking up Isaiah Likely, and like you picked up a quarter of the offense on your way out the door to New Jersey. I hope it works. I hope it works out for both parties. But obviously, Baltimore in a very winnable AFC North division, in an AFC where, yes, Buffalo can make a run. Yes, even with the new acquisitions with Kansas City, we'll talk about those here in a second. I think right now, as of where we are in the power rankings for what the projections will be, Baltimore's at the top of the list for me.
Okay.
So I like it. It was a very fun, weird past week and a half.
Yeah.
But if you're a Ravens fan, you're in a much better position than where
Ravens
you were
fan,
this
you're
time
kind of
last
like,
week.
whoo, like, and then you end back up because, I mean, like, you keep those picks, you get Trey Hendrickson, which is great.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the main thing was, though, keeping those draft picks. I mean, anytime you can keep draft picks and not having to give them up like that, that's what you need. That's what you want 100%. We were mentioning also, we talked a little about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Pretty notable name that they're getting.
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And, we're talking like, does he come in and play all the minutes while Patrick Mahomes heals? And you're saying yes. I'm saying I want to see it. I want to see what Justin Fields looks like in that offense. Yeah. Maybe he does good. Yeah. Maybe he's all right. I think he's obviously, he's definitely obviously more of a runner than a thrower. Yeah. It's not Patrick Mahomes.
Which is so crazy to think about because he was nothing like this in college.
Right. And I said that same exact thing to somebody the other day. I was like, he was slinging it in college. I mean, he was great passer. Then he gets to the NFL and it's like, where did this scrambling and backyard football type beat come around? I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah.
Dude had Michael Vick-esque numbers,
right?
His first couple of years there in Chicago, he provided the type of spark that I think can still be carried over into Kansas City. This is far and away the best position that he's ever been in as a professional athlete. You're in you're part of an organization, a rich organization, the closest thing to a dynasty that we've had in the NFL over the past decade. Andy Reid's one of the better offensive minds that we've ever had in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Travis Kelce, thankfully he's coming back for at least one more year. But even if he wasn't there, the level of continuity that they've still been able to retain, even with all of the chaos from Pat's injury, from the Rashee Rice of it all, from like the Taylor and Travis of it all. Like there are so many internal things and external things that have been around this team, but they still have been able to have a level of composure to still manage to stay the course. Also, if we're talking about winnable divisions, I need to see Bo Nix do it again in order for me to say the Denver Broncos are a tough team to face. I need to see Justin Herbert do it once in order for me to say, hey, maybe he is every bit of the top 10 quarterback that he's capable of.
As long as the Broncos have that defense, yes. I think Justin Fields could quarterback for the Broncos, and they will be fine.
Yeah, I think fine. So.
They could make it a solid
If Justin Fields was Jarrett Stidham, we're talking about the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Legitimately.
Right. I was going to say, because I feel like, the way that defense operates, it's like almost like maybe we don't have to score 20 points a game. We could get away with scoring 10 to 15 points a game with that defense.
Yes,
that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, like Fields isn't the worst passer in the game. I mean, unfortunately, that's now in Atlanta,
he's not
Georgia.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's not the greatest thing, but he is not terrible. You have these pieces together. I believe you have Eric Bieniemy back in the mix as well. So again, you're in a head and shoulders better situation than you were in Jersey and when you were in Chicago.
Right.
To put these things together with, you lost a couple of folks on the defensive side of the ball, but I do like this fit. I do like this kind of placeholder for Justin Fields, because a similar thing with, like we talked about before he got started, I think Kansas City can be seen more of how Golden State was back in the late 2010s, of it being a rehab center of sorts for guys wanting to get that little transitional period before you get that next contract.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, we've seen it a couple of different times already. Justin Fields could be one of the greater examples of that at the quarterback position. This is a really underrated move, in my opinion. Now, I'm not going to say they're just going to run away with the AFC West division because, again, Denver, we got to see it. I mean, heck, who knows what the Raiders are going to do going into this offseason as well. So, very fun. Very fun acquisition.
I should say it's an intriguing move. Like, who knows if it's like, oh, man, that's a great replacement until Patrick Mahomes is back, right? It's a very intriguing move. People will tune in to be like, what can Justin Fields do for the Chiefs? What can he do in that position with definitely a better team, a Super Bowl atmosphere with that franchise? Obviously, it's like, all right, this could be his last chance. You know what I mean? Like, this could be either lead to something better for him, or I don't know, it's downhill from there if he can't thrive in that position. So it'll be an intriguing thing for a lot of NFL fans to watch.
I'm taking Justin Fields over Tua. I'm taking Justin Fields over Michael Penix. I'm taking him over that entire quarterback room.
I'm not ready to give up on Michael Penix. So.
You know what? That's fair. Just like you're not ready to give up on Michael Penix, I'm certainly not ready to give up on Kyler Murray now that he's with Minnesota.
Fair. I don't think he's a bad player. Yeah. I mean, I just think like he's dealt with injuries, and I think he's shown glimpses of what he can be. And I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you on Kyler Murray. Tua, we both agree with 100%.
Yeah, it really pained me to say it as well. Like, I was even in that time. Funny enough, the Tua Jalen Hurts of it all, I was very much on the side of, hey, the quarterback who won you a national championship should be seen in a somewhat higher regard than the other equally as good quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I couldn't be more wrong on both of those guys, unfortunately. Now, almost 10 years removed from that moment against Georgia in the Georgia Dome. So the quarterback market, as we're getting into the draft season and everything, is very, very weird. It's weird. It is intriguing. And like I said, when it comes to guys in new places, I really do believe that Minnesota they can go back to the worst to first type of mentality with somebody like Kyler Murray there behind center. And you still have TJ Hawkinson. You still have Jordan Addison. You still have Justin Jefferson. You still have, at worst, an average defense, but we know that they're capable of being top 15, maybe even top 10 type of defense in another very winnable division. You got to deal with the Detroit Lions, but that could be a toss-up now that you have a new look type of offense. The Chicago Bears, who knows what they can do going into next season, but you did lose DJ Moore. Curious as to what that's really going to look like. Maybe Luther Burden steps up. Maybe Robert Dunze steps up. Caleb Williams maybe take another step into being one of the top quarterbacks in the game. the Green Bay Packers, you lost Romeo Doubs, but there were, even going into last season, arguments of Jordan Love being one of, if not the best quarterback in that division. So that could be a very sneaky top division in all of football when it's all said and done in 2027.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, man, it'll be an intriguing NFL season, just 100% after the year that we had, really, right? I mean, like just so many blue bloods that were pushed out, and then just so many other teams that got a shot, obviously. And I mean, I don't think nobody expected the Patriots and the Seahawks to be in the Super Bowl. Yeah. That was definitely a long shot. And so, how do we get a response to this season next year? Are we going to go back to kind of regular scheduled programming, or are we going to get even more like, oh man, because this was like I'm trying to think, like in the NBA, like, and we'll transition to the NBA here in a second. Like, what's the equivalent? Like, I wouldn't even like Raptors and Warriors. I wouldn't even say, because the Warriors had been going so much. But once that like Cavs and Warriors thing broke out, like that was done. Yeah, it's kind of what this NFL season kind of felt like, where it's like, man, we got something different. And you kind of described it good. This was a Hakeem Olajuwon season for Josh Allen. He did not. He still wasn't able to get through.
He wasn't even Patrick Ewing.
Sad to see it.
Yeah,
right? It wasn't even Patrick Ewing.
It's a shame.
So that's the kind of season we had in the NFL, and it's like, what are we going to follow it up with? And I'm excited to see. I think the Cowboys will stay the same, but that's a topic for another day.
No, that's my thing though. That's my thing though. When it comes to the NFC, and I'm gonna be so excited for what the NFC as a whole is going to look like.
Yeah,
like not to make more jokes that have already been said, but free man Dak Prescott might be someone like he might be tough. He might be a tough out. Like just from I don't know what the headspace could look like. Again, far be it from me to try and look into anything more that's been already talked about already over these past couple of days. But
the whole situation,
I am
gotta read more details. But.
Yes, I am very excited with what the Cowboys offense is capable of doing now with a full year of this 3-man Dak, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb type of situation. Mm-hmm. The franchise tag of it all is certainly a shame, but again, you at least have George Pickens for another year. With that said, this camera better be on me. Yeah. If Jerry Jones does not pay George Pickens, much like I've said it for the past couple of off seasons, especially with Micah Parsons just recently, they deserve every bit of what's going to come their way if you don't make the very obvious layup of a decision and sign the clear-cut best wide receiver 2 in all of football in George Pickens. Like, George Pickens at his best, I'm taking him over Devontae Smith. Like, the only other receiver that I would take would be Devontae Adams, because Devontae Adams he's a Hall of Famer, for crying out loud. That's the only wide receiver room that is better than the Dallas Cowboys right now.
George Pickens is incredible. I mean, like, he could be a wide receiver 1, I think, in a lot of other teams. Yeah. He's such a tough receiver, too. He had some of the best catches, like several of the best catches, like all year in that season. And I mean, it was so, man, fun to watch, fun to have him. Really just going to have to figure out if we can pay him. That'll be the thing, because when you pay Dak and when you pay CD, it's hard to pay a third person the money they want. But only time will tell, and we'll have plenty to say about the Cowboys in the next coming weeks. And I mean, we're just going to see what Jerry continues to do. And
we might need a whole month of mapping out questions of how we can fix the Dallas Cowboys.
All the Cowboys fans are going to love us in the month of like July or whatever it is. For sure. Between June and July.
No, they may love you. They'll probably hate my guts. I promise you. Come summertime.
Honestly, they're going to hate both our guts, because we got plenty of just, oh man. Don't even want to get into it right now. Yeah. Cowboys don't deserve our time right now. There's plenty going on. How about the NBA? I mean, we're getting right down to the nitty gritty. It's going to be a fun playoffs, I can tell. I mean, Spurs and Thunder, I'm kind of like, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
Either one of them, right? But because, like, the Thunder have a good chance to go back and repeat, and then they've got injuries in and out right now. Dude's sitting. Jalen Williams is still not back yet. Shea's still every bit as good, though, and he's broken a Wilt Chamberlain record, and if you break a record of that guy's, something incredible happened. And I mean, he's now got the most 20-plus games in a streak, and man, I mean, good for him. But like, Thunder, it's kind of like, hit or miss right now with the injuries. We'll see if they can get fully healthy for the playoffs. Spurs looking really good. Yeah. Pistons, and you even mentioned Jason Tatum is back for the Celtics, making the East a little more interesting. I should say a lot more interesting, honestly. So, I mean, what's your take right now as we get ready for the playoffs? Pretty soon, right around the corner, honestly.
I'll start on the Eastern Conference sides of things. The Detroit Pistons are still right now the top seeded team in said Eastern Conference. Yeah. I said it in that particular fashion because with how the Boston Celtics have been playing with Jason Tatum, arguably their best player, back in the mix, but in this very early, maybe weakened change of sample size of the Celtics back to being the Celtics, Jaylen Brown hasn't stopped his offensive production. Jaylen Brown hasn't stopped, quite frankly, an MVP caliber campaign. Now, I don't think he's going to win the MVP. If anything, I was watching that Thunder Nuggets primetime game last week. If there's ever a highlighted moment for Shea, it was certainly that performance against the Denver Nuggets a couple of the other day.
Right.
But
man, that was
no for
that
sure.
Atmosphere,
it was
finish,
incredible.
Everything. So
it was incredible.
That just embodies SGA right there. It just cool, calm, and collected, right?
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with those Instagram captions as well, but that's a whole other conversation.
And the celebrations apparently too.
Yeah. Look. I think Drake is a great rapper, much like the next person. You can't tell me he's not writing Shea's Instagram captions. You cannot tell me he's not doing that. Like whatever raps were going to be on Drake's next album, he want to scrap those. Hey, you know what, Shea? Have a blast.
All right. Also, we got to talk about Bam Adebayo. I mean, 83 points. We didn't get a chance to talk about that as it unfolded. We had all the state champions and everything, and we were busy and whatnot. But I mean, people will debate online, obviously, and unethical basketball and everything. But I mean, still to see 83, you're kind of just like, dang, it happened.
And if I can add really quickly. The phrase ethical versus unethical hoops, while it's valid of a discourse to have, part of me absolutely loathes the idea of there needing to be a difference between ethical and unethical hoops. That's part of where we are today.
Are we playing golf?
No, for sure. But when you think about it from that game, there were at least 4 different instances where the Wizards basically pulled a mulligan just to get Bam Adebayo to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Miami did the same thing to get Bam to the free throw line. Right. And again, 83 is 83. Could we see something like this happen? I personally think that we're closer to the 85s, the 90s. Heck, there's a certain not even 25-year-old Frenchman in the Alamo City that has all the tools to put up 100 points. This is where we are in today's game. The idea of we were talking about before he got started. The way that I referred to Bam Adebayo as Mr. Asia Wilson, still kind of do to a degree, but I very much was of that belief, firmly of that belief before the game started. And heck, even when he had 40 at half, I said it during then.
Yeah.
If I would have known, however, that I was going to end my night seeing someone put up the second most points, I mean, arguably the first most, because again, until we see the footage from Wilt's game, I can understand the pushback. We're in the 21st century. I can understand.
Yeah.
But my biggest thing, outside of further loathing the idea of the Washington Wizards as a staff, record label, as an entire crew, if you will, this is part of actually where we are as a league, however. The Wizards have punted on the season, before 2026 even started. The Kings, they've had some fun back and forth, but nobody's looking at them to even win 10 of their next however many games are left in the season. There's so many teams that are in this mix. The Pelicans, for example, as well.
Pacers.
Yes.
From NBA Finals to whatever's going on this year.
One can even argue, even if Tyrese Halliburton never got hurt, there would still be folks that wouldn't give that level of respect to a team like the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's beyond me. We can have the whole big market versus small market conversation until the cows come home. But the reigning NBA champions are the epitome of a small market in Oklahoma City right now. But my biggest question to you, as well as those who are watching or listening in, are we actually going to see this become not so much a norm, but are we going to be, dare I say, numb to the idea of there being more 70-point games, maybe even an 80-point game. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that when it's all said and done on Victor Wembanyama's career, he will have 100 points in the game because he's not even 25. He has the ball on a rope, bring the ball up the floor, can pull it from 30 feet out, is the runaway defensive player of the year until he doesn't want to do it anymore. Is this going to be, in your opinion, how the NBA will be in the foreseeable future?
It's hard to say because you also got to take into account players getting sat in the fourth quarter, right? Yep. You got to take into account, players getting sat on the other team, and are they going to do the same, pulling midway through the third quarter, fourth quarter,
load management is still a thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so when a team is beating a team by a lot, but a player's got 61 points, or or maybe even just 55 or 56 as you go in early third quarter, midway through the third quarter, do we get that? I think we are held back of a lot of stellar, awesome performances because the team starts beating a team bad, and the NBA is definitely a league to sit a guy when something is decided, even if it's not decided. Sometimes they'll rest guys all the time.
Because if I can also say, Klay Thompson could have had a shot for 80. Yeah. James Harden, for at least 4 or 5 years of his time in Houston, could have had 80 points in a game. I'm sure Steph had a crazy night one day. KD had a crazy night. The usual suspects that you would think would have 83 points in a game certainly have their moments, but the Mike D'Antonis of the world getting in the way. The Steve Kerrs of the world getting in the way. There is a level of irony that Eric Spoelstra, of all people, that if we are going back to the ethical versus unethical, he is a little bit more on the side of the ethics of it, considering especially his come up being in an organization like the Miami.
But man, they got Bam 83, didn't they? And I was gonna say, even SGA, you think of teams that sit during the fourth quarter a lot this season. Thunder are the epitome of that, 100%. Yeah. SGA's probably had games where he could have been 70, he could have been whatever he wanted. I mean, there's just so many instances where I think we've been, I wouldn't say robbed, but they fell short of a all-time performance because, we're sitting guys, we're resting guys. Yeah. There's nothing to play for in the fourth quarter. It's decided because you're up by 40.
That's the ethics.
Ethics, exactly. So the ethics, I think when ethics kind of went out the door in that game, people were kind of like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, no, this is just an example of a guy's trying to go for a milestone, and instead of pulling him out, they're like, hey, let's try to get it. So I think that's the positive side of it. We're trying to get this guy to 83, who he probably would have maybe not last on your list, but definitely not up
top
there
25 choice
in your list of being a guy to get 83 points, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's just kind of a thing of you know what? You want to talk about unethical? Whatever. I'm just glad it was just a different case of hey, man, let's let this guy keep playing he's having a good game instead of we're up by 40 and it's a tanking team, sit him on the fourth quarter, whatever.
So I respect Spo for that.
If that goes away, yes, I could absolutely see more 70 or just, a lot more 60 games, some 70 games. Maybe someone gets in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Who knows if 90s is ever going to happen. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. But, if that goes away, I could see that. But there's just so much load management going on. The really bottom line is load management. Whether you're sitting somebody in the fourth quarter, you're sitting them out for any certain game. Yeah. That's really got to go away for us to see more of those performances. If it does go away, I definitely think there's going to be a lot more scoring. I mean, averages have gone up. It used to be cool to see a team score 105 points or 106 games. Now, if you're not averaging 107 points a game,
if you average that,
you're terrible. Yeah. So I mean, if you're even sniffing a ton of game or several games with double digits, you're you're terrible. Yeah. So it's gotten to the point where you're pretty much. Teams are averaging at least 110 probably a game, somewhere around.
Oh no, it's probably 125.
Is it 125? I'm not
I'll,
sure what the average is. But
I need to pull up the numbers, but we've seen games where combined scores are 350. We've seen games not even going into overtime where you're putting up 130, 135. The Thunder have put that up a couple of different times over these past couple of years. That's just where we are.
Point being, it used to be cool, they pass 100 or pass 105. We're oh man, it's a good offensive night. Now it's you better be passing 115 or 120, or you're kind of questionable. Your defense better be good. You better actually be playing defense in the NBA.
My last 2 points, and on behalf, while I don't consider myself to be a Kobe Bryant stan, I certainly know of folks that are on that side. Yeah, I will 1,000% say it was different when Kobe hit his 81 versus Bam's 83. Not to take away more than people already are with Bam's 83, but again, different eras, different time frames. Toronto wasn't that great of a team at that time around in 2006. But one thing that they have over the Washington Wizards, they were leading at one point in that game.
Yeah.
Which also goes into my last point. If we're going into the last thing, I'll talk about ethics and unethical basketball.
Yeah.
One could argue the most unethical thing in sports is to intentionally lose games. And is that not tanking? Is that not
Tanking,
where
100%.
we are to try and get a shot at a Darren Peterson?
And that's why
a shot at a Darius Acuff.
Got to get rid of it because, definitely for betting stuff, definitely for fantasy stuff. You want to see tanking go away because you don't know if you're coming into the day with one of your star players playing in the game tonight or not.
Exactly.
And you most of the time you do not know until like an hour, probably less than before the game, and you're just like, what do I do? I don't know.
Do you know what Bam's line was? Points going into that game?
Like his
yeah, but before the game, you know what his line was?
Let me guess. Was it like
it's somewhat reasonable, somewhat.
Like was it better than usual?
It's slightly better. It was 25 and a half.
Okay, I was going to say something like 19 or 20 or whatever.
And I will say,
because wasn't he averaging like 18 or 19 coming into the game? Yeah.
Like I will say, as someone who can put a penny or two down on a couple of performances, they would have gotten me. And in a moment like that, that would have turned me off in the worst ways. If I'm like, surely, Washington is Washington, but is Bam gonna have 26 points? Like that's like again, like to further put that in perspective, and then I'll let it go. You know how crazy that would like go into that game. And Bam is an all-star. Bam is an Olympic gold medalist. Bam has he has enough in this position to be one of the best players that we have in today's game. Not a soul would have said, hey, I think this is the night that Bam goes for even 30 points, much less 40 and a half, much less 83 points in a game. I'm sorry. I told myself I wasn't going to crowd the mic. This was that's one of the craziest weeks of sports. Really one of the craziest starts to the year. Because, again, we can even go back to the start of 2026, whether it was the end of the NFL season, whether it was the Olympics. Props to USA Baseball for handling business against the DR the other night. That can be a whole another conversation.
Championship game tonight.
Yes. This has been such a fun and chaotic start of sports in 2026.
And here's a great transition. Something guaranteed to be chaotic. Something guaranteed to be just absolutely insane. Always March Madness.
One would say it's madness. One would say it's
absolute insanity.
Oh yeah.
And then we're definitely gonna cap off March with only the best way you know how after everything that's gone down in this March, which has been insane, even for us locally. As well.
Yes, sir.
So we got the March Madness tournament coming up. There's so many questions I could ask. Really, let's start a little surface level here. Men and women's champ. Give me just champ. Like final. Don't even give me Final Four. Just give me like who's winning. Who's winning it all?
I'm so sorry for giving the most chalk of answers.
Hey, I expect it from you.
But you know what? I get it. Because also on the men's sides of things, quite frankly, we had the most chalk Final Four just last year with all one seeds getting in there. So
even the rest of the tournament was pretty chalk. There was nothing where you're like, like I don't remember a 14 seed or 13 seed winning or anything.
Yes, and in this era of college basketball where you still have the one and dones, but you also now have those 3-year guys, those 4-year guys in this NIL era. See, that's the thing that I don't believe is talked about enough with this NIL era.
Yeah.
That you have those players that you may have an idea of not really having a legitimate shot at the next level and getting next level money.
Yeah.
If you're a part of Miami, if you're a part of Texas Tech, if you're a part of Oklahoma, like you're going to get certainly pretty dang close to that type of next level money playing in college. That's where you're going to have.
It's crazy right now.
We're back to having more of the 3-year players, the 4-year players, the 5-year players. Heck, there still might even be players that have COVID years left. Yeah. That's where we are in this landscape. Nothing would surprise me if we have another chalk Final Four full of 1 seeds on the men's side of things.
Because looking at the games, it's kind of just like, I don't know. There's a few chances for upsets in here, but there's also just a lot of chance of like, I don't know who's gonna. I think one team that could make a pretty solid run, a pretty interesting run, Santa Clara.
Yeah.
10.
Okay.
They're facing Kentucky. Obviously, we know who Kentucky is. Obviously, they've got all kinds of experience in the tournament.
Mark
But
Pope,
it's not
underrated job as
John
coach.
Calipari, though, Kentucky anymore.
Yeah.
And, I mean, no disrespect. I mean, it's still Kentucky. Kentucky's, you know, always in the tournament. But, I mean, the thing is, their draw against Santa Clara is a very, very interesting draw because Santa Clara's had a solid year. They're only 3.5-point dogs in this first round. And then they would draw an Iowa State team in the second round, which Iowa State's been very, like, I mean, they've had a phenomenal year, don't get me wrong, but then there's been games where you're like, at home against Texas Tech about a week or so ago without JT Toppin, you're kind of like, where'd that come from, you know? So Santa Clara, I think, is one of those teams you should definitely watch out for in the tournament. I think as a 10 seed could make a run to a certain point where, I don't know, it could get interesting. Things could get interesting, especially for them as a 10 seed. But, however, do I need to make your pick for you for the champ?
Mr.
Duke Blue Devils.
I'll tee it up just a little bit because it's been talked about already as far as the East region. Again, Duke, number 1 seed, number 1 overall seed going into this tournament in a region where you have Kansas, who is incredibly tough. We have Michigan State, who is tough. You have Ohio State, who is tough. Looking further down, you have Virginia, who, they're in the Midwest region. Pardon me. Like, this is by and large the toughest region in the entire tournament. You have UConn as a 2 seed, crying out loud. They won back-to-back championships in 2023 and 2024. Right.
And you mentioned Virginia. That if Santa Clara was to make some kind of run, they would probably eventually run into Virginia. So I mean, that'd be interesting. But Virginia, very interesting team.
Definitely, my selling point, which by the way, Duke beat Virginia 3 times in the season, but my selling point to those who are getting ready to fill out their brackets, and I'll keep this brief. Yes, we all love the madness. We all love the Cinderella stories. We love Doug Edert. We loved C.J. McCollum, even though that's something that I really wish. Like, that game was one of the worst games I've ever seen in my entire life as a Duke fan. I was in AP U.S. history watching that game the way that I wanted to flip over every desk imaginable. That's beside the point.
Go to ISS, right?
Yes, but we love Cinderellas. We loved Dunk City with Florida Gulf Coast. Yeah. We loved Wichita State. We love all of those types of moments, right? I don't believe there will be too many of those Cinderella stories with this tournament run. And to that point, this is more so for even the casual fans who are filling out the brackets, everything in between. If you want to find the Blue Bloods, if you want to find a Blue Blood who is tested, who has had their fair share of teams in the regular season being in the top 25, dealing with said teams in the top 25, it's outside of 2 teams, one of which that game was in Madison Square Garden in a neutral site. The tournament is going to be nothing short of neutral sites. And then the other one being on the road against a rival team. Everyone else, you've been able to handle business. You beat Florida. You beat Michigan State. You beat Kansas, whether it was with Darren Peterson or not. If I told you there was a team who had all of those things checked off, you would say, as a fan, even if it's just in a casual sense, well, surely this team has all the makings to win a national championship. Mm-hmm. If I said that team was the Duke Blue Devils, then that turns into, boo, we hate these guys. You know what? I get it. I understand it. And I'm not even trying to say it as if I'm going to trot out there with John Shirer and company. But you have the tangible stats on your side, the intangible things on your side. Your best player is an 18-year-old kid. Mm-hmm. Who has the makings and the style to make it to the next level. Right. You have as much of things that you need to make a run in the tournament.
And to your point, it's like saying like Alabama or Georgia, or somebody in SEC is going to win the football national title. But you're like, I mean, could it happen? Yes, absolutely. It probably will happen. Is it 100%? No.
Yes.
But plus it's the NCAA basketball tournament where anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
But like you said, this team is just put together, playing great at the right time.
Statistically, number 1 defense in the country as well. Like, if you want to hitch on the wagon, you don't have to. If you want to hitch on the wagon of at least one of these recognized names and blue blood schools, may I interest you in one of the more recognized college brands in all of collegiate sports in the Duke Blue Devils.
Don't disagree.
Led by the son of a former NBA player, a former national champion in Cam Boozer. Led by someone who, as a freshman, could end up being freshman of the year. player of the year. He's already conference player of the year, already conference rookie of the year, with a teammate who has won conference defensive player of the year, with a head coach who has won conference coach of the year, first time in his run as a head coach. Because look, I'm not going to further get into the Duke tax or whatever the case may be, because look, Siena on Thursday can easily go. They can easily hit their first 10, 15 shots. I'm not going to sit here surprised because, again, I was there for Lehigh. I was there for these moments. I've seen these moments. I'm just going to say, if it is a chalk Final Four, I'm going to roll with the team that has beaten close to half of the top 25 in the regular season en route to Indianapolis, which conveniently enough, the last time Duke won a national championship in 2015, you know where the Final Four was? You guessed it. Indianapolis, Indiana. Boom. I'm just saying.
It's all falling into place, right?
Mind you, confirm and make it to the Final Four, it probably can. That's the beauty of the tournament, because you never really know. This is the one time of year where everyone wants to cheer for David in the David and Goliath story. All I'm saying is sometimes Goliath wins. sometimes
probably
Goliath
a lot
wins.
of the times, right? Yeah.
Maybe. I'm just saying, man.
That's great. On my side, I think I'm gonna make I got to make a Big 12 pick. I'm gonna go with Arizona. They're playing great basketball right now. Koa Pete's healthy. I mean, that team is just, they can get it done. Phenomenal right now. I've seen so many memes of like the Long Island like Sharks or whatever, and they're like, oh, go Fins, oh, whatever, knowing dang well it's basically the same situation as Duke, where it's just like, they're going to get through that first round game, and then I could see Arizona and Duke meeting up to play at some point, like you said, if it's a chalk tournament.
That's my chance. That's my that's my title game. That's my title game pick.
Probably what it's going to be. So I like how Arizona's playing right now. I love how Duke's playing right now, obviously, and those teams are every bit of teams that have a chance to just cut down the nets.
Cold take of the day. I believe either an ACC team is going to win a national championship, or a Big 12 team is going to win a national championship. The Big 12, far and away, the best conference in all of college basketball this season. ACC just so happens to be in the same conference as the Duke Blue Devils. And even outside of Duke, if you still insist on saying, hey, I don't want Duke to win a national championship, as much as it boils my skin to say, North Carolina's a pretty solid team as well. Virginia is a really solid team as well. They're a 3 seed in the Midwest region, for crying out loud. Like, you have truly the best of the best in this tournament, which leads to one of my last points before we get out of here. Boy, if you're a fan of Miami of Ohio, how crazy of a hand are you dealt to go undefeated on the season, and your chances of making it to the tournament are literally by a thread in these first 4 games.
Yeah.
That's absolutely nuts to think about. Because again, this isn't a James Madison type of situation in the college football playoff. Like, this team, regardless of how people view mid-major conferences, we've seen mid-majors make runs. We've talked about it already. Miami of Ohio, even just seeing them at a literal snapshot of the season, they deserve to comfortably be one of the top 15 seeds, the top 14 seeds going into this tournament.
We'll see if they can beat SMU in the first 4 tomorrow night. Play that game at 8:15 on True TV. That'll be fun. Probably will tune into that, because I just want to see what Miami, Ohio can do against somebody that's not in their conference, right?
That's fair.
SMU. But yeah, we'll see. That's gonna. I think a lot of people, that'll probably be one of the most tuned into first 4 games in a while for sure. So we'll see what happens there.
If I may, really quick on the women's sides of things, who do you think is going to win national championship, and why is it the Connecticut Huskies?
Yeah, before we get to the women on the men's side, I got to give a quick shout out to Braden Hosson, playing for High Point University, former Amarillo High Sandy, 12 seed over there with High Point. That's a team too that could do something, honestly, in my opinion. They got Wisconsin. Wisconsin's favored by 10.5, but they were talking on ESPN. They were talking on several things. They were saying the High Point's pretty talented. They had a pretty good run in conference. And like I said, Braden Hoston's playing pretty good. I don't know if he's the main scorer, the main guy over there. Maybe a couple guys ahead of him, but he's definitely playing a key role for that team. High Point is a 12 seed, and we've known to see some of those statistics that say 12 versus 5 seeds are usually at least at least maybe once a year. I would say it's kind of close to that point where usually you do see a 12 versus 5 upset, and that's kind of a matchup where there's just a really good mid-major team versus like a, kind of a maybe not middle of the pack, but definitely not top three, top four,
slightly above average
Power 5 school, right? So I mean, like that's all the room for a upset in the 12 versus 5, and I think High Point's one of them.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Again, the beauty of the tournament that you really pull into any and all conferences getting ready for this tournament. We've seen the Big 12, we've seen the SEC, we've seen the Power 4 when it comes to football. You kind of have an idea as to who is going to win a national championship, even months before we even get into the final rankings getting ready for the playoffs. Yeah. When it comes to basketball, and for as much as, again, the top teams have been very much the top teams, there is not a single thing that is guaranteed other than it's going to be a really fun next couple of weeks of basketball. Like, heck, we can see a computer science major put up 40 points and might even get himself a shot at the NBA. You never really know. Like, I saw Jack Golke walking out the bus for the G League team. I forget which G League team that he's a part of. I think it might be the Thunder team. I think it might be the Thunder G League team.
Maybe. I'd have to look,
But no disrespect. I'm sitting there thinking, if that game didn't happen 2 years ago, is he really going to get a call to play for the Oklahoma City Thunder's G League team? I don't think so. Probably not. Like, the amount of car salesmen that we're going to see, the amount of computer science majors, the amount of professors that we're going to see in these next couple of weeks, that you couldn't tell if whether or not
tournament.
Yes, you can't tell whether or not they're getting ready to get a master's degree or sign a multi-million-dollar contract. That's what makes this time of year the greatest time of year to be a sports fan.
And some of those guys have nothing to lose. Like, they're just going to put it all on the line, and if they hit 10 threes in a game, they're going to upset, I don't know, not Arizona, maybe Gonzaga, whoever. They're going to hit 10 threes in a game and just play the best game of their life. They're going to make some first-round magic, 1,000%. And I can't wait for it. I mentioned High Point. The other side of 5 versus 12, I don't think Northern Iowa is a 12 versus 5, because I got to say this in the same breath. St. John's, I think this could be one of the most lopsided 12-5 games. We'll see. I don't think St. John's is a 5. I think that's a disrespect to 5 versus 12 games right there. Yeah. Northern Iowa, all due respect, great season. You made it to the tournament, but to draw St. John's as a 5 seed, that's one of the. I just got to mention that is a tough draw.
Did you see that Big East championship game?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah,
when St. John's and Rick Pitino grabbed Coach Hurley and company.
Yep.
I'll keep it rather safe for the listeners, but let's just say, put them up into a little
something.
Got packed up. They got packed up, and there might have been some smoke in the opposite direction. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like they handled their business. And that just goes with Rick Pitino coached teams. Like, regardless of the conversations that were had last year with a couple of their top players with St. John's, the one thing that will stay the same is Rick Pitino's intensity and the legacy of being one of the best coaches that college basketball has to offer. So, St. John's, that's a team that can make a run.
Them being in that 5 seed spot is kind of questionable in my opinion, but still, that's a funny 12-5 matchup right there in my opinion. But we mentioned the women real quick before we get out of here. You said it, like. At this point, why wouldn't you pick UConn?
Yeah.
Because they're just that good. They're I want to say their point spread is one of the all-time best. Like, they've won games by what is it? Like, is it an average of 20 points, I think, or something like that?
Average.
Which is it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
Right? Clear-cut #1 overall seed. I mean, you don't want to be like it's been in the past where you're just basically, all right, all I'm filling out on my bracket is UConn, and that's all we got,
but
right?
The thing with the women's tournament,
but that's where we're at.
You don't have
as
good. Much parity in the women's tournament as opposed to the men's tournament. Like when Iowa made the waves that they did, we had the feeling that it was going to be either LSU, Iowa, UConn, or South Carolina. South Carolina might show some bits of weakness throughout the season. I know Texas, they handle business a couple of different times in the regular season against South Carolina, but the way that Sarah Strong has still been one of the top players in the entire country, the way that AZ Fudd is still the best shooter the entire country.
So good. So good.
Again, everything has been in their favor. Everything has been on their side, barring anything truly cataclysmic. It's very hard to not look at a team like UConn to win a national championship. I am a fan of UCLA, the way that they were handling business in the Big Ten.
And you can never just spit at Texas or South Carolina either.
Definitely can't.
The 1 seeds are all just straight blue. I would say blue blood, just very solid, very good. But man, give me UConn until they show me otherwise.
Absolutely.
Like that's what I got for the women's bracket, 100%. And we can get deeper into it later on. But I mean, man, I think that's just bottom line in this bracket is like UConn, maybe UCLA. Maybe Texas, maybe South Carolina, but the UConn is just so good right now. Like they're still pretty much got the. I mean, other than Paige Becker's, pretty much got the same team that they had from last year.
TCU, Hannah Hidalgo.
Yeah. Hey, Olivia Miles.
Yes.
So you could say, is that a sleeper? Even though that's a really good team. I mean,
definitely not. I mean, like a sleeper in compared to the one seeds that have been legacy programs over the past 25 years. TCU has had this level of success really just in the past 4 years.
Yeah, when they had Haley Van Lith. Too.
Yes. Yeah.
They made it all the way. Was it Elite Eight or Final Four?
I believe it was Elite Eight. I believe so.
So I mean, that's the thing. And NIL and everything, you get a good player to come play for your program, and you can take it to an Elite Eight, take it to a Final Four, whatever it might be. That's just 100%. Where we're at, especially in the women's side with NIL, and anything can happen in the men's side, which is crazy.
Also, props to the Duke Lady Blue Devils win the ACC. Like I saw a stat of Duke winning the football conference championship in both men's and women's basketball conference championships. That's they're certainly putting up their best Panhandle impression right now. Like they're putting some stuff together right now.
Duke ACC powerhouse, right?
Gotta be.
They're coming up in football, coming up in basketball.
Gotta be.
At both everything, man.
Surely there needs to be another quarterback in the mix that can, maybe usurp the Riley Leonard, Daniel Jones of it all. But truly for them, which further goes into how crazy of a year it was to end 2025 and start 2026. Yeah. The way that Duke threw the monkey wrench of all monkey wrenches in the college football playoff, winning said ACC championship. Yeah. Like it is chaotic. It's chaotic beyond comprehension at this point. You know what I mean?
No doubt. Well, man, I can't wait to start watching March Madness games, man. It's going to be so awesome. Yeah, got so much to look forward to. Plenty of upsets, hopefully, this year on the men's side, probably on the women's side as well. Like we said, you got Duke. I got Arizona, I think, and then we're both taking UConn on the women's side. That's pretty much just it is what it is.
Gotta be.
Until they, like I said, until they prove otherwise. But, man, can't wait for March Madness. So much going on. And we'll have more more of a chance to talk more about national stuff, man. We had so many state champs and so much going on locally. It's going to start dying down a little bit. Hopefully we got some good stuff in baseball and softball, track and everything. This is also a pretty fun season as well until we hit the summer and it kind of just dies out. But
definitely.
Again, we're pretty much out of time. I mean, we're kind of just hanging out, doing whatever. It's a little bit of a slow day today.
Truly thanks to Valley for coming in. Thanks for Panhandle for coming in. Both boys and girls Panhandle schools.
Great
Nazareth coming in. Like we've said it. We will continue to say it. This has been such a fun year to keep up with high school sports around the area. Like, we know how crazy football is. That's self-explanatory. We knew about how crazy the volleyball scene was around here as well. But for the fall and winter sports to take shape the way that they have been, the way that we're in the thick of things now with baseball and softball, track and field, like this has been such a fun thing to keep up with and to be able to have these types of conversations with these student athletes. I mean, when I first got started here having conversations with some student athletes, they were saying, hey, this is my first ever interview, period. And like that's something that you truly that you remember, that you love to have. That's one of those great rewarding types of feelings. Exactly. Things that we've been doing.
And it's awesome to provide them with that and to be able to do that. And it's fun for us to just see it unfold and get to talk to these athletes that make these big plays and these big moments and big wins and go all the way to win a state title. So like you said, thank you to Valley, thank you to Panhandle girls and boys and also Nazareth girls as well. So many state titles over there.
Definitely.
Yeah, we're going to start getting into baseball, softball, and track, and then, see what else we got. And Sod Poodles baseball about to start up as well. So we'll see what happens locally here in the next couple of months, 2 or 3 months. And so it's going to be fun, man. But, hey, thank you as always, Alan.
Appreciate
We'll be back next week. Still a lot to talk about. March Madness going on and everything. And there's going to be there's gonna be some upsets. Hopefully not as chalk this year. Hopefully some upsets. Give us something to talk about. Right?
If Siena beats Duke on Thursday, I'm not sure.
Not
next
happening.
Week.
Not happening. I will like buy you lunch or something to help you feel better if that actually happens. And same for our Finns, for our Sharks against the Arizona Wildcats. Right.
Like this is. Oh, I'm so excited, but I could not be more nervous
for
these next couple weeks.
Let's do it, man. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to Map It Out. Enjoy March Madness. Enjoy spring break if you're on spring break right now as well. I remember those days. It was always fun. But yeah, thank you guys for watching another episode of Map It Out. We'll be back next week.